In today's episode, I talk about a 34-year-old man in West Virginia who was caught with child pornography. This wasn't the first time, and he's likely going to face a very long prison sentence. I also discuss some facts about the most recent school shooting in Wisconsin, and I ask, at the very end of the video, should you drink coffee for life? Let's not waste time, because kids need saving and protecting. The wicked flee when no man pursueth, but the righteous are bold as a lion. Before I begin today's episode, let me remind you all to please like this video, share it, leave a comment below the video, tell me your thoughts, your feelings, your deepest desires. Just kidding about that last part. No, but if you like the content, if you share it, it helps the algorithm on social media. It brings my content, it boosts it up, it puts it out for others to see more often. When you do that kind of stuff, that's why I ask that you kindly do it. And if you're not already subscribing to my channel, please do so. And it would be great if you considered prayerfully donating to the Lion Tribe, because the more you donate, the more I can produce this kind of content. I know I haven't posted in a while, but I'm back at it, folks. So let's go. In today's show, I'm going to try to breeze through the not-so-pleasant stuff and focus a little more on the positive stuff at the end. First, I'm going to be reading from some news right here in West Virginia. This comes from John Lynch over at WTRF, and there's an article that's titled, "West Virginia Man Admits to Pretending to be a 17-year-old to Talk to Underage Kids." The article reads, Ryan Bobby Schnettler, 34, of Benwood, West Virginia, admitted to possessing child pornography. According to court documents and statements made in court, Schnettler was under supervision because of a prior sex offense conviction. At a home visit, officers found undocumented phones and seized them. Schnettler admitted to going into chat rooms where he pretended to be a 17-year-old male to talk to minors. After Schnettler's phones were seized, law enforcement obtained a search warrant and searched the phones, locating hundreds of images of child sexual abuse material. The phone also had screenshots of chats with minor females. Schnettler faces up to 20 years in prison. A federal district court judge will determine the sentence after considering the U.S. sentencing guidelines and other statutory factors. So, something should be said about recidivism, which is just a fancy word for saying a violent criminal who reoffends. I did a quick search and found on morelaw.com that it lists a previous charge for the same crime. Okay, quote, Ryan Bobby Schnettler, 25, of Weirton, West Virginia, was convicted of possession of child pornography today in federal court. United States Attorney William J. Ihlenfeld II announced. Schnettler was discovered in possession of child pornography in October 2015 in Hancock County, West Virginia. So he was caught at least at 25 and at 34. I didn't dig any further to see if he had any other arrests besides those. Now, I don't know about you all, dear audience, but he's shown a pattern of a tendency to reoffend. So, he definitely needs to rot in prison, no parole. All right, moving on to the next subject, about the school shooting in Wisconsin. This article is titled, Here's What We Know About the Deadly School Shooting in Wisconsin. The authors are Ayanna Archie, Jason Breslow, and Alana Wise for NPR. It starts by saying, A teacher and a teenage student were killed in a school shooting at the Abundant Life Christian School in Madison, Wisconsin, in an attack Monday. Now that would be December 16th. That also injured 6 more people. Authorities in Madison said that 2 students are in critical condition with life-threatening injuries, while 3 other students and a teacher sustained non-life-threatening injuries. 2 of those students have since been released from area hospitals. All right, and then on down the article, the section that says, "Who is the suspect?" It says, police identified Natalie Rupnow, 15, as the alleged shooter. Rupnow, who went by Samantha, was a student at the school. Authorities said she apparently died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Police say they are still working to determine a motive, including whether Rupnow had been bullied prior to the shooting. A handgun was recovered at the scene, and authorities said they were working with federal officials to trace the origin of the gun. As of Monday, it remained unclear how the shooter acquired the weapon. A journalist by the name of Anna Slatz, who is editor-in-chief of a company called Redux Magazine, that's Reduxx, she broke important context about the story, like really quick. I think she broke this story on the 17th. According to a thread of her posts on X, she got in touch with the shooter's boyfriend, and she even gained access through the boyfriend to the full manifesto that the shooter had written. So here are a handful of quotes from Ms. Slatt's thread. Quote, her manifesto was titled War Against Humanity. Her manifesto is 6 pages long. In her manifesto, she spoke about having extremely difficult relationships with her parents, who she referred to as scum. She also claims her family didn't love her or want her, and expresses feeling like the wrong child of her family. She says she had planned to commit suicide a long time ago, but felt committing a shooting was better for evolution rather than just one stupid, boring suicide. She expresses deep admiration for Pekka Erik Avonen, Arda Kakukyetim, and Vladislav Roslyakov. She offered particular praise for Kakukyetim, who was a Turkish neo-Nazi who committed a mass attack in Eskişehir earlier this year, and she stated he was an inspiration to her. She calls him an ultimate saint. So, it seems fairly obvious that this girl was mentally and spiritually unwell, and she had a very strained relationship with her parents, and that she chose an unsavory hero or two to follow. I did read another post as well that I think linked an article that talked about how in the manifesto the girl alludes to the fact that her father's an alcoholic and her mother abuses drugs, things like that. So, but I wasn't about to dig any further. As of right now, there are some more updates. Feel free to look all that up, but I won't read any more of this thread. But as always, the links to all my sources are in the descriptions below the videos. So feel free to read up on this yourself. Now for the lighter part of today's episode. A few days ago, I ordered some coffee online, and I have to say, I am truly excited to try this coffee as soon as it arrives. All right, thanks for watching today's episode. I hope you all have a great week. I'm just kidding. There's more to be told. So, the company I purchased this coffee from is called North Arrow Coffee Company. I discovered them actually on X. Can't remember exactly who it was that shared it. It might have been Abby Libby that shared it, or maybe it was Britta, No Soup for Knowles. But here I'm going to read y'all a chunk of information from their About section on their website. Quote, the story so far about North Arrow Coffee Company. North Arrow is a pro-life, veteran-owned business founded by close friends who share a tremendous love for God, family, and coffee. Over many cups of coffee, we have discussed what it means to be a Christian in today's culture. Time and time again, we have landed on the topic of abortion and recognize it as the darkest institution to plague our free society. We have decided to do what we can in the marketplace. By being open about our faith and stance and delivering an excellent product, we hope to impact the fight for life by donating to those who are ending abortion. The North Arrow. A magnetic compass is our most reliable and essential tool for navigation in the military. The orientation of the North Arrow determines every move we make, and it reminds us of where we've been, shows us where we are, and guides us to where we are going. At North Arrow Coffee Company, our North Arrow is our faith, love for family, and quality coffee. Our North Arrow. At North Arrow, we are committed to putting an end to abortion through the use of our business acumen and skills. We pledge to donate at least 15% of our sales to organizations that support and advocate for the preborn, help families facing crisis pregnancies, and offer healing to those who have been affected by abortion in a gospel-centered way. End quote. So, if that alone piques your interest, definitely go to their website. I encourage it. But I still have more to tell you. I mean, that alone is exciting. I mean, if you want to support a Christian-owned business that's pro-life, if it sounds like it aligns with your values, definitely support this business if you're a coffee drinker. They do go on to explain a little bit about their core values and on their website as well. You know, all that information is important, knowing what they stand for. But gotta know, do they offer some good coffee? If you click on their shop tab, it lists roast to order, single serve K-style, seasonal collection, organics, for those of you who are into that kind of stuff, tea, coffee of the month, gifts and merch, and even brewing equipment. All right, types of coffee they have. They have Peru, Honduras, Colombia, French, blonde. And then for those of you who are seasonal coffee lovers, they currently have a Christmas blend, pumpkin spice, and candy cane. Woo, woo, woo. For the coffee of the month section, they do explain our coffee of the month subscription features rare and exclusive micro lot coffees. Each one is only available for the month it is posted. And yeah, they have an option to subscribe to their coffee of the month, and you get a reduced price for the coffee if you have a coffee subscription with them. So, if you are a coffee person, or even a tea person, because like I said, they do sell some tea, if there's somebody in your life who drinks this stuff, and you're wanting to support a pro-life, veteran-owned company, look no further than North Arrow Coffee Company. This is not a paid advertisement yet. Remember, folks, be bold as lions.